Good morning and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining us today. And yes, we are reading They Call Me Mx. And this one is written in English and Spanish by Lourdes Rivas and illustrations by Breena, Nuñez. Good morning to you and welcome to Story Time. I hope you are ready for this one. And we continue this week. Yes, we continue today with the celebration of Latinx Month. And we are going to be taking a full week of reading books created by the Latinx community right here on Storytime this whole week. So we started off with Last Stop on Market Street, and today we are here with They Call Me Mx. And of course, at the end of this reading, find out what we'll be reading tomorrow. Yes, good morning to you and welcome to Storytime. Remember, you can find us 10:30 Pacific Time live right here on Facebook, but you can also find us on YouTube as well as Instagram. Thank you so much for joining in today, and I hope you're having yourself a beautiful start to your day, or indeed your day is ending well if you're on the other side of the world. Good morning to you. Ellen Edwards in Chicago, good morning to you and welcome to Story Time. Good morning, good morning. We have They Call Me Mx. Are you ready for that one? Good morning to you. Sheba Chanda and Benjamin out in Lusaka, Zambia. How are you doing today? Good to see you. Buenos dias to you too, Soraya and Sharon Lungo. Welcome to today's story. Good morning to you. Rob Aids, how are you doing? Good to see you. I hope you've been able to go out on a bike right now that the weather has been, the smoke has gone away a little bit. But yeah, I hope you're able to go out there. I have not been in a minute. I hope to do so, but good to see you nonetheless. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time today. Please pass my regards to the family. Good morning to you, Amanda West. How are you doing today? Joining in, of course, as always, with Sarah and Nathan. How are you doing today, Sarah? How are you doing today, Nathan? Good morning to you. And of course, out of Long Beach, California, joining us today is Clay and Chriselle. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Good to see you here. Ellen, one more time, thank you so much. Good morning to you. I hope you're having yourself a lovely day. And you say Camille is on our way home. Well, Camille, we wish you a beautiful ride, a safe trip back to Colorado. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time, and hopefully see you soon again. Rob Aids, good morning to you one more time. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time today. And today we are reading They Call Me Mx. And this one is written by Lourdes Rivas and illustrated by Breena, Nuñez. So I hope you're ready for that one. Get settled, get ready. We are going to be getting started in a minute. But good morning to everybody that came in. I hope you have yourselves a beautiful day indeed. And remember, this month from the 15th of September all the way to the 15th of October is Latinx Heritage Month. So please do go ahead and read up on how you can take part in that. But on Storytime here right now, we are going to be sharing Latinx stories from Monday, as we did yesterday, all the way through to Friday, and of course many more days to come. But for now, let us get ready and get started with They Call Me Mx. Let us get started with that one. All right. Boy or girl? Are you a boy or a girl? How can you be both? Some days I am both. Some days I am both. Some days I am neither. Most days I am everything in between. Before I was born, my mom had two different names ready for me, Daniel and Lourdes. I would be Daniel, like my Tio, if they decided I was a boy, and Lourdes, like my Tia, if they decided I was a girl. Both names come from my mom's siblings in Mexico. Lourdes. When I was born, everyone decided and agreed that I was a girl. So they named me Lourdes. As a kid, I never felt like just a girl. I never felt right knowing everyone was deciding and agreeing that I was a girl. I also didn't feel like just a boy. I knew in my heart that I could never choose one or the other. I knew in my heart that I wanted to be free. I wanted to be free every day to just be me, without thinking about choosing only girl or only boy. I always felt a little of both. I wanted people to believe me. I wanted people to celebrate me. I imagined myself like a book. My outside cover told only one part of my story. Inside, I was bursting with imagination. Even though I knew this, I still didn't know how to explain it to anyone else but myself. So I went on agreeing with what others called me. Agreeing with what with others was like ignoring my heart. Ignoring your heart makes everything very difficult. You should never ignore your heart. Have you ever noticed how almost everything is divided into boys and girls? People create categories because they think it makes life easier. This kind of thinking is binary. It's either one or the other. But when it comes to people, especially people like me, gender categories like boy and girl make so many things difficult. What should I do? Where do I fit in? Where can I fit in? Big questions indeed. Here, we are transgender. We are not one or the other. We flow free like water in a river. We are non-binary. We are not just girls. We are not just boys. We are both and everything in between. Everything makes sense. I understand more of who I am. I can share how I feel now. This is your community. I learned it's okay to disagree with everyone who looks at me and says, I am a girl. It's okay to say, I am not just a girl or just a boy. I am both and everything in between. Instead of she, you can just say my name or use they. Go ahead, try it. Many people understand that my gender is something for only me to decide. They ask what I would like to be called. They learn to use non-binary words for me like they or just my name. They support me. And some people cannot understand how it is possible for me to disagree with them and decide on my own gender. They continue saying, I am a girl. They continue using the pronoun she for me. Sometimes they even use hurtful words towards me. They disregard how I feel and what I need. I stay away and try to ignore them. I stay away and try to remember that they have some learning to do. I stay away and try not to let it bother me too much. Thankfully, I met and made friends with other smart, talented, and beautiful non-binary people. We get together and do fun things like barbecues, play games, build bonfires, go camping, go on bike rides, watch movies, make art, attend protests, create films, take pictures of each other, dance a lot, cook food together. We listen to each other. We believe each other. We celebrate each other. I grew up and became a teacher. I am a non-binary teacher. I teach my students about respecting all genders. We practice with each other. I teach my students that non-binary people look, dress, and sound all kinds of different ways. I teach my students that it's okay to change and play with words to make them fit us. My students learn to call me Mx Lourdes because I am a mix. And you too can decide for yourself. If you ever feel in your heart that you don't agree with what people say you are, remember that there are many of us out there cheering you on. Speak your truth. Live your truth. Being transgender is being free. Being transgender is fearless. Being transgender is beautiful. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. I hope you enjoyed that one. That was They Call Me Mx. Yes, we all have learning to do. We all have understanding to do. And definitely let's ask people what they want to be called and what they feel. Because it's not up to us. It's up to each and every individual to tell you how they feel. And it's up to us to respect those wishes. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. A powerful lesson indeed for every single one of us out there. Keep learning. The day you stop learning is the day we fall into trouble, because then we cannot develop, we cannot evolve as people. We need to keep feeding our minds the right things. Yes, acceptance, tolerance, everything out there that is needed. Love, peace, and of course together we make this place a beautiful, beautiful place, not just for ourselves but for everyone around us as well. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. I hope you enjoyed that one. That was indeed a powerful book. They Call Me Mx, and it's written by Auckland's own Lourdes Rivas. But of course we're going to be continuing with Latinx books this week, and tomorrow we are back with another exciting book, also by an Auckland native, and this one is called Firkin's First Flat Top. So do join us for that one tomorrow and join in the fun. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Let us see one more time who was able to join us on a Storytime. Thank you so much to everybody that joined in. Rob Aids, Maya, Casey, and of course Anna as well. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're having yourselves a beautiful time. I hope your school is going well. Thank you so much for joining in. Kat Saxton and Harry, good morning to you. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed that one. They Call Me Mx. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Good to see you, Kat Saxton, as always. And baby Harry, hugs, hugs, hugs for you all the way. Solomon, good morning to you, and good morning to you, Absa and Asta as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Harmony Beth, good morning to you. Great to see you. Thank you for joining in Storytime as always. And I hope to see you again tomorrow when we're back for Firkin's First Flat Top. Do join in for that one. Cosby and Callan, how are you doing today? Good to see you are here. Shamarin, good morning to you. How are you doing right here in Auckland? Good morning, good morning. And of course, Zaye Leilani as well. Good morning to you. Maria Antonia, good morning. And Davi, good morning to you today. Thank you so much for joining in. Barbara Limata, all the way out in Zambia. How are you doing, my sister? Good to see you here. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, essential workers in the house. I hope you are having yourself a good time out there, and please continue all the hard work that you're doing. Thank you so much to all the health workers out there as well. Rob Aids, thank you so much one more time. Cosby and Callan from Delaware, Ohio, as always, appreciate you one more time. Good morning to you. I am glad you could join in Storytime. Soraya Lungo, you say, what a lovely book. What a great book. Thank you. Oh, yes, absolutely. It is an amazing book. And please do find yourself where you can get a copy if you're interested in the link below. But good morning to you. Soraya, I will see you again tomorrow. Sharon, I will see you tomorrow as well. Thank you so much for joining in. Maria Antonia, Chriselle, thank you so much.
read me on.
Oh, I am so sorry. I hope you can get back to the book later on and find a good connection. Thank you so much for joining in, though. Absolutely appreciate you always, Chriselle. Thank you. And to you, Clay, as well. Good morning to you. And Camille, a good trip back home. We wish you. And of course, Rocco, hopefully see you soon as well. Yes, Laura Kills, who is joining in with you. Please let us know. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. It is always good to see those familiar faces coming back, but of course the new ones are very welcome as well. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. If you have not watched us today live, I hope you're joining us after the recording. And of course, Anne Braveman, Lucy and Wally and everybody else that joins us regularly. JJ and Frankie out in Lanzarote, good morning to you. Have yourselves a beautiful day. Francesca joining us from San Francisco with Tony Manzo. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Caught us right on time. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I hope you enjoyed that one. Today we had They Call Me Mx, but we are back tomorrow with another Auckland book, and this one is Furkan's First Flat Top. Do join us for that one and find out what it's all about. And of course, find the Spanish reading by Lourdes Rivas themselves, reading this one on the Storytime platform. So do join us for all those. But for now, from me, it is much love as always, and I will see you tomorrow when we are back for Furkan's Flat Top. Have yourself a beautiful day. Bye-bye.